been waiting for this moment for all my life. Hey everyone, it's Amy with Ask a Christian, and I have been waiting for this question all year. Once again, it's the annual conundrum about Christians and Halloween. This time I got a message from a friend named Jeff who's been noticing lots of Christians going back and forth on the evils of Halloween, warning people against all the evil, sorcery, and witchcraft that goes on this day. I want to talk about this for a few minutes. It just happens to be, I won't say a pet peeve of mine, because I really enjoy this discussion, but something I see year after year, and I get question after question about not only this one, but other holidays that may be pagan in origin. So I want to do a couple disclaimers at the beginning of this, because there's always controversy, always hate. People just love to hate on this. First of all, are there some freaks and creeps who use Halloween to cover up any number of illicit and terrible practices? Absolutely. Are there people even in the US that are practicing witchcraft and doing some weird and freaky things on Halloween that would make your skin crawl? Absolutely. Is this anywhere close to the norm? No, it's not. There's one disclaimer. Here's the second thing. Pagans, I am so sorry to you, because whenever I see these comments flying, it's always like, that's pagan, that's pagan. Just like any other belief system, there is a spectrum. I do know that there are times in history when certain religious practices did involve child sacrifice, human sacrifice, etc., etc. That's probably still going on in some places. There's still cannibalism. There's still, but by and large, this is not what's going on in the pagan communities. I subscribe to a couple pagan channels because I want to see where the crossover is. What do Christians and pagans, what can we agree on? And here's the thing, Christians, for the most part, your pagan friends are really irritated or turned off by the version of Christianity that's been made popular. That doesn't mean it's your version. And in fact, I would beg to differ, and I would love to get in discussions with you. But the way that we are approaching pagans and paganism is not winning anyone to our cause. For the most part, the pagan people that I run into and discuss with, turned off by our form of Christianity that's preaching and judgmental, and also looking for the beauty and the power in nature. Those are a lot of things that Christians can get down with. And the pagans, I know, are not really interested in child sacrifice or any kind of human sacrifice. So Christians, please, when you're throwing around this stuff, be mindful that there are really awesome, kind pagan people who are looking for light, looking for answers, looking for power, and know that nature is amazing. And when we have our discussions about Halloween, we're turning them off. Anyway, okay. So there's all those things. Now, Jeff, to the person who sent me the question, what's up with Christianity in this great debate? There are definitely two major schools of thought on this, and I am pretty much in the middle. But here are the two schools of thought. One is that when the Bible talks about things, I think in the Old Testament, the verse that I see most often, like all the time, is in Deuteronomy. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, man. Yeah, Deuteronomy 18. This is the one I see all the time. There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or daughter pass through the fire, or one who practices witchcraft, or a soothsayer, one who interprets omens, a sorcerer, one who conjures spells, a medium, a spiritist, one who calls up the dead. For these things are an abomination to the Lord. Because of these abominations, the Lord your God drives them out before you. This is telling Israel to stay far, far away from any of these really witchcraft, Satan worshiping practices. Now, again, like I said at the beginning, there is a group of people, I'm sure there's a group of any kind of people who uses Halloween or this time of year, Samhain, whatever group of practices you want to call it. There are people who use this to do spells, trying to call up the dead. I mean, in pagan culture, this is the time of year where supposedly the curtain between the living and the dead is thin and there's more ability to communicate. So, but guys, this is super, super rare. So if people are really doing this, I do see why this group of Christians is so adamantly against it. We don't want to be messing around with that. And the reason is not because we're afraid of it or whatever. It's just we don't believe it's of God, and we believe that there's potential to be deceived by spirits that are not of God. We believe that anybody who, appears to you as a loved one or something like that and would be carrying messages could lead people astray. And so that's kind of the Christian issue, is that we need to put our trust in God for telling us our future. Should we need to know it, we need to put our trust in God for power in our lives, and we don't need to be messing around with something that is outside of this one God. Okay. Then we have the other group of people that just says basically Halloween is a fun holiday with dressing up and candy, and you can pretty much, maybe not all the way, but you can pretty much do whatever is comfortable for you on that day. Jeff, this is why you see debates back and forth, and I apologize for it. It's really good to have these nuanced discussions, but here's what it comes down to. Unless you were someone who used to be part of demonic or occult practices, or if this has been part of your life and it's a temptation to you, if that's the case, you need to steer far, far away from it. And if you think that there are people in your circle who are doing that, or they've come to you and said you're doing that, and they invite you to celebrate Halloween with them, you should probably steer clear of that, because that's really maybe giving the wrong impression. But for the most part, most people are just having friends over for pumpkin flavored treats. Their kids are dressing up as cute stuff. They want to eat a few pieces of candy, whatever. And yeah, there's some creepy, spooky stuff maybe, but it doesn't seem to be glorifying the dead. I know some people are saying right now, even, oh, Amy, it's all related. It's not. It's not in their head related. That's why people like Jeff are coming to me and asking. So here's what it comes down to, I believe. If you are using this holiday as an opportunity to meet and greet your neighbors, and you know the intention of your heart, and it's to give people a view of the kingdom or of God's character, of his goodness, if that's what you're doing with the day, I would really, really hate to tell anybody to not do that. I feel like I am not in judge of you. If you are truly glorying in death and the Day of the Dead, the deadness of things, that's kind of rough, because Jesus is our resurrection and life. And we should be glorying in the fact that we don't have to be dead. That's the Christian message. So for me, I'm right in the middle. If we can use it for good, I don't think that stank of the original, I would say pagan, but it's really Catholic. Oh, I'm so sorry. Lucy, I'm recording a video. Please be good. Anyway, sorry folks. This is real life. But yeah, if you talk to God and you know that your heart's not in danger and you are purposing to do good on that day, please carry on with that, the knowledge that you are free in Christ. Don't let anyone else judge you. If you're trying to skate by and you're curious about the dark side and you're getting that Ouija board out, maybe that's not not for you. And if it becomes a temptation, yeah, I would seriously think and pray about what you're doing there. I think for the most part, that's not people's ideal, and that's not how they're living right now. That's not their neighbors or their situation. So that's the discussion. It's ongoing, Jeff. I apologize. I'm sure you'll see it right up until November, but we can talk more about it. Send me a message. It's askachristianfriend@gmail.com if you have any more questions or specifics on this. Once again, thank you, Jeff, for the question. See you guys later.